In South Sudan, the journey from one place to another is more than just a commute. It's a daily battle against broken infrastructure. From villages to towns, poor roads are a lifeline cut short, severing communities from the essential services they need to survive.
The road is very rough. We move randomly, not smooth. This is a Fagas road. If the road is not constructed very well, our movement will be limited. And those of customers, they will fear us because road is moving randomly. So if roads constructed better and put in cement on it, the movement could be very faster.
Nas kulu tab iye mal lo kan mal biyit nas buro be kuren ka shan kala mosalat ma fi mosalat shan dol bi buro nas kulu bi gom me jay la de checkpoint be kuren to lo kan zol taban bi gen be shar lo kan fi zol bode lo kan shilu bi shilu lo kan mader zol bode bi gen buro zede bas.
It's a challenge that many believe is rooted in a lack of transparency and accountability. In a recent interview, Jeremiah Ater, the acting executive director of the Anti-Corruption Commission, pointed to weak systems and flawed bidding processes as key culprits.
There was no transparency because some were given like a single source bidding because there's no any competition about that one. That should be a public bidding that should be announced, and then the companies apply, check the background of the companies, and see how much do they have, and what the ability do they have, and what kind of quality do they have, and then check the experiences whether they have constructed any road before that one. You have I don't know, remember the 2018, is it 2019 or 2020? There was Rumbek. Juba, Tarkega, Rumbek roads. It was constructed up to Tarkega. And then there was a rain in March, which was a light rain. It washed the road away, which means there was no survey, there was no study.
Ater insists that for real change to occur, those responsible must be held to account.
One of the strategies, first of all, to investigate all contracts to know whether they have fulfilled their objective. That's one of the strategies. After you have investigated those things, any loophole that should be closed, and then any somebody who has mismanaged the resources should be made accountable. And if that is done, then now we are given a law, a new law, because that time we cannot prosecute, now we can prosecute. So when we conduct the investigation, and then we can also take people to court. And if people are, and then our main objective is if there is any bidding, it should be public.
Civil society is also raising the alarm, echoing the public's fears. Edmond Nyakani, the executive director of the Community Empowerment for Progress organization, says the impact goes far beyond just travel.
These are roads that are linked to production area. And we have been shouting that the country is food insecure. And you might have seen quite a number of reports that come from UN agencies that the country is food insecure and we're depending on humanitarian work. While actually the population in the belt of Equatoria, they are not so much dependent on humanitarian aid. Why? Because they have a very fertile land that they could have a farm, they could have cultivate. But unfortunately, roads that connect them have been so much not been constructed, or the infrastructure is not good in those roads. And we have seen how terrible Yei Juba Road is, and we have seen how terrible Yei Kapoita Road is.
As the rainy season approaches and conditions worsen, citizens and advocates are pleading with the government to take tangible action. For the people of South Sudan, reliable roads aren't just about transport. They are a lifeline to opportunity, dignity, and survival.
Shara taban sedit, shara piu dag, motor, wa Arabia, wa kan biga pijaman kerib, pijaman tak kerib, Walai ayat ijakanindak pam wale takanindak chunu mabag de tawashul fi Juba. Okadamat pita Juba mabag de ruwachulini. Naja chan boshul fi Juba be chikli dagdag de cara ma nadip.
This story is reported with a grant from Journalists for Human Rights under the Tackling Misinformation and Disinformation Project, funded by the Peace and Stabilization Program of the Government of Canada. Reporting for King TV, I'm Janet Jabe Emmanuel in Juba.